getting the boat out of the water again. We're probably going to be out of the water for at least a couple of weeks, maybe more, probably more.
Probably more.
And we have a big list of jobs to do. Come on board, we're going to BoatWorks now.
I'll live on, babe. I'll live on, babe. I'll be moving along, singing my song, running around, ain't nothing wrong. I'll live long, babe. I said, I'll live long, babe.
Today is the day. It's exciting and not exciting. It's finally the day where we can fix what we want to fix, but it means a lot of work. I don't want to do work, I just want to chill and enjoy. I don't think that's gonna happen today or in the next couple of weeks. So yeah.
Indeed, there is no chilling time on the planning. We created a list of things that needed doing, which we divided into categories based on the difficulty of the job and whether we could do it ourselves or not.
It's gonna take us around an hour and a half to get there and then out of the water.
When we arrived in the area, we anchored up the river, so it would be a short run to go to BoatWorks.
GCCM.
This is where it all started. This is where we got the boat from. It's weird to go back here. I mean, it's been 4 years.
Compared to 4 years ago, at least we kind of know how to maneuver the boat.
Yeah, we know how to, but the boat is more broken than it was 4 years ago.
This is the boat lift on which Take It Easy will be taken out of the water. It is selected based on the weight of the boat. The straps are set up at the front and the back of the boat, and they are different material whether the boat is painted or wrapped.
Alright, so I believe this is where we're supposed to go get lifted from.
BoatWorks is a very big yard, but in high demand. Add to this that everyone in Queensland scheduled their out-of-water maintenance during the same 4 months, it gets very busy. So due to the lack of space, Take It Easy was initially put down in the middle of the yard before being moved to the liveaboard area a few days later. Now, on to the bad news. After the water blast on the hull, it was fairly clear that we needed to redo our Antifoul, even though the previous one was only 8 months old. We talked to a few experts and the bad news kept piling. First one was that we couldn't simply sand and reapply, we had to actually sandblast and remove all the previous layers. Then, the blue paint on the hulls was too far gone and a polish wouldn't help. I guess we'll be there for more than 2 weeks.
What are we doing here?
So, we've tried sanding for a while. Let's just say I'm not doing that again. So the issue is that we had people coming and looking at the hulls. There's just too many coats. So you see where you can see the green, that's one of the first Antifoul coats, and there's probably about 7 coats on top of that. And now it's flaking. Like, can you see that? It's going to do that every time. So we've been told, you know, now is the time to actually sandblast it, to remove everything. But sandblasting is going to cost us probably over 11k Australian dollars. So no. Just no.
Thank you.
So we're trying a different method, which is using a paint striper. So we bought a kit, which is from DULUX, and basically you have to do a test patch first. So they have 3 different products that you can use and different, I'm going to call that cooking time. We're going to do a test patch, the 3 products next to each other. One we're going to leave for 24 hours, the second one 48 hours, and then 72 hours. Once we removed everything, we'll see which one works better for what cooking time. We order the product and we put it everywhere. Hopefully it works. It's 10 times cheaper than sandblasting it. So right now I'm just doing the prep, apply the tests, and just wait.
What game are we playing?
Tic-tac-toe.
Well.
You lose. Looks lovely.
It looks like what our nieces are playing.
Yeah, slime.
Slime.
It does actually. So I'm supposed to put 1.8 milliliter thickness here, then 2, then 2.2. How the hell am I measuring that?
I think there's a bit more than 1.8 here.
Yeah, it's probably like 2.6, give or take.
What I would have done would have been a very thin not a thin, and a not a thin a thin. It looks like the fart box we use. I don't know if that's in English also, but remember you put your thumb in the box and it does. It's the same thing.
Do you want to put your finger in there?
Nope, thank you. Looks good. What's next?
We need to cover it with it's a kind of paper and just leave it there.
All right.
I guess.
Blue is done.
Okay, blue is done. It was a lot easier to apply. I don't know if you can see here because I moved it a little bit. It's already removing the black, so
That's what we want.
I've got trust in this one.
And the red.
Okay, time for the red one. It looks even more disgusting than the others. So first of all, we need to put thicker coats. And apparently it's a little bit more abrasive because you need to neutralize it when you remove it. And it's also more expensive, so I hope it's not this one for us. And yeah, I don't know how it's going to stick.
How do we put 3 millimeters? So we put way too much on the previous ones.
Doesn't matter, babe, it's not going to be this one.
No? How you know?
I don't want it to be this one, so,
Okay.
you know, and when I want something, I get it.
Well, I didn't want to do the Antifoul this year.
I said when I want something, not when you want something.
Oh, so you wanted to do the Antifoul this year?
Yeah,
Liar. Me too.
me too. Well, I don't like this one.
I hope it's not the red.
The red was actually really difficult to apply because it falls down after like a couple of minutes, so you have to be like super quick. Let's see how it looks like in 24 hours and then obviously 48 and 72. But the blue was by far the easiest to apply, so I hope it's going to be the blue. The green is probably a little bit less expensive than the blue, so you know, I wouldn't be mad about this, but because of that texture, it's actually really hard to apply because it falls. Hoping it's the blue. Let's see.
24 hours later.
I guess it's not gonna be the green.
Not for 24 hours.
Yeah, it does remove the black a little bit, but I don't think that's what we expected. Ah. Even the green is coming off. So it's not peeling as we were expecting, but when you scratch, is it getting off?
Yeah, I think I can, if that's the best we're gonna get, I think I can deal with that because then, you know, a bit of sanding on top of that, not even strong, blue's coming off.
So we said it was gonna be the blue. It's not peeling as we expected. It is removing it, but not the way we expected.
I think this one didn't scratch the green as much as the other one.
Alright, the red. I'm sure that one's gonna go through the hell. We're gonna see the bedroom now. Don't peel too fast because we're gonna see the bedroom.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go to the bedroom.
It's just it's doing nothing.
Yeah. Well,
This one is, well, more expensive, but on top of it, you have to go through a neutralization process. Basically some sort of chemicals that you spray on it and you let it soak. And you're supposed to let it soak for like 15 to 20 minutes, except if you're doing it on timber, and then you need to let it soak for like 24 hours.
I mean, all three did remove the Antifoul. I mean, the black layers at least. But the green even removed a few layers of the green.
I mean, in some places it did a really good job, but it's just inconsistent.
We did see that when we applied it, like it was
Yeah.
coming off and it was...
Yeah, it was really hard to apply, and yeah, so I'm not convinced by the red, and like I said, it's a good thing because this one is more expensive and harder.
There's so many layers of green that went off compared to the blue. The blue is like really the first green layer and the red is dirty.
Tell us in the comments which one you think worked better.
Day 2.
Hi guys, it's time for the big reveal number 2. So this is the 48 hours test. Let's see how it worked out.
So what's your first impression on those products?
I mean, do I need to say anything? That looks so great. So great.
Yeah, it's back to the fiberglass. And there was 3 or 4 coats of black and maybe 3 or 4 layers of green. And it removed everything back to the fiberglass.
If we can get all back to that, then we just need to do a light sanding to make the surface even, and then prime, and we can reapply new Antifoul. The only issue is, like we said before, is that this one is jelly-like, so it's a bit tough to apply. It's fine on a little surface like this, but when we're going to do the whole boat, that sounds a bit difficult. Anyways.
So that's the green, here's the blue. It's not that bad, but not as good. And that's the red. I mean, it's quite smooth on the green.
Yeah, but that's not what we want.
Nope.
And then we have to neutralize it, which is what I'm doing now, which is annoying.
Second set of results. Tell us in the comments which one you would have picked.
Day 3.
It looks easy though. It looks like you are taking part of the boats off. Hurts.
I'm peeling a fruit.
Back to the fiberglass. That's good.
Very good results.
The question is, do we need the 72 or is the 48 enough? It's taking the black off like without doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah, the green is easier, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can go back to the fiberglass. Even with pressure.
Are you under pressure?
Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Alright,
Nope.
blue, out.
Okay. If we want to stop at the green.
We would have used the first blue. This one. Got the 9 tests. We have a winner. Ding, 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 ding.
We obviously went for the green product and decided to leave it for 2.5 days. We had to use 2 cans of 15 liters and 2 cans of 4 liters. We also used the recommended paper, so 2 rolls and 3 packs of 10 sheets, plus the test kit. First step of our application was to mask the waterline to protect the blue and then apply in small section using a brush before covering with the paper. The important part is to thoroughly tape the paper as the product needs to be sealed. It was really difficult to gauge how much product we needed to apply, and we most likely applied too much at the start. Keep in mind that the more you apply, the easier it will be to peel, but price is also a big factor, so we needed to achieve a middle ground.
2.5 days later.
It's time to see the results. Because we didn't apply the same thickness everywhere, it's going to be quite interesting to see if it worked everywhere. I'm pretty sure it worked on that side, but don't know about that side.
We've put a lot here.
Yeah.
Way too much. Too expensive.
So let's have a look.
Ready?
But yeah, let's get to it. I guess it's coming off.
Oh my god.
Look at that. It's so disgusting. You can see this was the original Antifoul line. Over the years, it's been up to here. I mean, this sounds very low.
Yeah.
This is quite high. I think it should be around here. But yeah, here where it was painted in blue, there's nothing left.
We've put way too much there.
Yep.
The removal process includes several steps. The first one consists in removing the paper and scraping off the softened Antifoul. It's easier to remove in small sections and scrape straight away, as otherwise it becomes harder once the product is dry. I guess we could say we made a few mistakes on our first application. The first one was around the quantity of product, as we put too much at the start. The second one is that the masking tape didn't actually protect the waterline. Not too big of an issue for us, as we will be repainting the hulls, but could have been an expensive mistake if not. The solution is to not apply the product too high and protect the line with something better. What we need to do is try to sand what's left over after we apply the product. In some areas the product didn't work as well, so there's still a little bit of antifoul that we need to try to remove. And also we want to sand to make sure that we smooth everything out. And then once the sanding is done, we'll have a better idea of, do we need to put back a little bit of resin, or can we just go with some epoxy primer? Sanding, time to repair our waterline. I'm just using an epoxy paste to get a smooth edge. Another important thing is that you don't want to let the product on for more than the intended duration, so the time needed to remove is important. Working on an entire half hull at a time was too much, so we divided the boat into more workable sections. It's also easier to work both sides at a time and wrap the paper around to ensure the bottom edge is also treated.
What a horrible job. We are doing this anti-foul scraping. It is tiring, very, very tiring, but it is getting along pretty well. But this is what it looks like before sanding. This is what it looks like before scraping. It's dirty.
Not asking for help, so don't throw me lines. I'm living it well, not gonna change.
And we are done with the scraping. I'm exhausted, but that was the last bit, and now we need to sand that, just that tiny portion, and we are done. That was tough. That was not easy at all.
So we're doing some spot repairs, just where we went a tiny bit too far with the sanding. So reapplying a bit of resin and fiberglass. Might be a bit of an overkill because just putting some resin could be enough, but yeah, we can see that this is the wood and not the fiberglass that's here. So we're gonna cover this up. And after that, so there's two schools. One of them says we can just apply the primer everywhere and it's fine. But a lot of people have told us you might as well put another coat of resin than the primer. And because those people are actually people who build an easy, we're gonna listen to them. What noise does it make?
Warning sign.
Yeah, next people who are gonna send this hull, they're gonna see that and be like, what?
They're gonna be scared.
All that was left to do is paint. We applied a coat of resin before the primer. For the primer, we ended up applying 4 thin coats, which is about 6 liters.
What's now?
First coat of primer. The resin is still a little bit tacky, so when I put my finger on it, you can see my fingerprint.
I'll give that to the police.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
Good. You can't see it anymore.
Hiding evidence.
Exactly.
Another crime.
Then we applied 1 coat of Civil Guard from our leftovers from last year and a lot of coats of Antifoul for about 13 liters of product. All the consumable came close to $300, so with the DULUX product we ended up spending over $2,500.
It's not so sharp, but it's good enough. Like, it's really good. I'm happy.
That's only a small part of what we had to do on our list of repairs. Join us next week to see the rest.